Today, many people think about the Pre-Raphaelites as being boring, conventional Victorians, but the reality is very different. They were anything but. In their time, they were rebels, they were groundbreaking, and they changed the face, not just of British art, but parts of British society. My name's Lucinda Hawksley, and I'm going to take you on a short tour of the Tate Britain's new exhibition, The Pre-Raphaelites, Victorian Avant-Garde. This is by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. It's got two names. It's known as the Beloved and also known as the Bride. He takes his inspiration from the Old Testament, the Song of Songs, about a bride preparing herself for her husband. You can see on the frame here, he's got lines from the Old Testament, and he did this regularly with his art. Rossetti was a poet as well as a painter, and he often incorporated his own poetry. He would carve it onto the frame itself. The bride in the centre was modelled by an Irish model called Marie Ford, and Rossetti really prized her for her red hair, something he loved. And you can see that she's wearing this gorgeous garb. Rossetti had a kind of dressing up box in his studio, and he would drape his models in all these different types of material. We know that the material that goes round her face, around her head, was from Peru, and Rossetti was really intrigued by different textiles from around the world. This painting is notable as being the only painting by Dante Rossetti to feature a black figure. The child at the front was initially modelled by a mixed-race girl, and then Rossetti encountered an American tourist travelling in London who had with him a slave boy, and Rossetti requested to paint him. I find this hauntingly beautiful. You cannot help but look at Gabriel's eyes when you look at this painting. He's way below the centre of the painting, but your eyes are drawn to him. Rossetti had three siblings, all of whom were very vociferously in favour of the anti-slavery campaign. Rossetti himself didn't ever lend his voice, but I wonder if this painting is his one attempt at showing the humiliation and iniquity of slavery. This is by John Everett Millais. It's one of the earliest Pre-Raphaelite paintings and one of the first to be revealed to the public after they had discovered what the initials PRB, or Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, meant. It's called Christ in the Carpenter's Shop, or Christ in the House of His Parents. And what caused controversy was that Millais dared to show the Holy Family as poor, working-class people. This caused huge controversy. It really offended Victorian sensibilities. One of the fiercest critics of this painting, or one of the most famous, was Charles Dickens, who described Jesus as a wry-necked, blubbering, red-headed boy in a bedgown, who he said looked like he'd been playing in a gutter. He described the Virgin Mary as hideous in her ugliness. This watercolour is a very early example of Dante Rossetti's work. This is called The Blue Closet, and it's interesting because it's one of those that's seldom seen. It shows two women, both of whom are queens, playing musical instruments. And this was a theme that Rossetti returned to again and again. For me, one of the most interesting things about this painting is the figure on the right here. That's Lizzie Siddal, and she was the Pre-Raphaelite supermodel. In true supermodel fashion, she was discovered working in a hat shop and propelled via the paintings that she modelled for to stardom. She was also Dante Rossetti's lover for 10 years before he finally married her. Lizzie Siddal was a surprising supermodel for Victorian times. She didn't fit the conventions of Victorian beauty. She was tall, she was very slender, and she had red hair. Before the Pre-Raphaelites began their obsession with red-haired women, red hair was literally despised in Victorian society. It was considered not just unlucky, but often a sign of witchcraft. Redheads today should be thankful to Lizzie Siddal for having made it not only fashionable, but a sign of great beauty.